So over 2,000 of you have downloaded my free budget spreadsheet from our link tree, which has been amazing. I hope people are enjoying it. I'll upload this one for free because this is the one I literally use for myself, but I will admit it's a bit complicated. So I've just made a new one that is a lot more beginner friendly. So if you're watching this, you either downloaded this and are watching the tutorial on how to use it, or you just came across this video on YouTube or something and you're wondering, what spreadsheet? It's in the description for you to download yourself. So this is what the whole thing looks like. In my original one, I had a bunch of categories such as housing, transportation, food. And in this one, I just separate fixed expenses from variable expenses. Fixed expenses meaning things that don't change, such as your rent, car note, Netflix subscription, things that are the same all the time and they always hit every month. Versus variable expenses, maybe like groceries or dining out. If you're going on a trip this month, those things that are kind of changing and they don't have a set price necessarily. So I'm gonna walk you through this budget template, how to use it, how to encounter any trouble you may come into it with it, and hope to answer any questions that you have and leave any other questions in the comment section. So I have two different spreadsheets, and depending on which one you're looking at, they look slightly different. One I have catered to people who get paid either twice a month or bi-weekly. Those are two separate things. If you get paid twice a month, you typically get paid 15th and last day of the month or 1st and 15th. If you get paid bi-weekly, you get paid every other week, which means sometimes you get paid 3 times a month. Then I have a separate spreadsheet that's dedicated to people that just want to track their expenses monthly, which that means you can be a person that gets paid once a month or even weekly, or you get paid twice a month, but you just want to track it by the month. On both of those spreadsheets, in the top left corner, you have the income category. I do it by checks. And so every time you get paid, enter that amount you get paid and then what date you get paid. You can fill extra lines in with whatever other income you have coming in, such as side work, if you got a $1,000 gift from your grandma, anything like that. And then the prior balance line, make sure here you include whatever money you have coming into that month. So whatever in your checkings account. So if you already had $500 in your checkings account, that's your prior balance because you need to include that in your budget. So if you're looking at the one that is bi-weekly or twice a month paychecks, you have check 1 versus check 2, which is how I do my budget. I do this for my budget mainly because just because I might have $5,000 to work with in January does not mean I have $5,000 to work with on January 2nd. I won't have a lot of that money until the second half of the month. So I like to track my budget by check. So for me, I do my checks, any expenses that are from 1st to 15th is check 1. And anything between the 16th and 30th, I consider check 2. That's how I do it because I get paid the 15th and 31st, and my husband's bi-weekly. So just because my checks are more consistent, that's just how I do it for our household. What's important for budgeting is you need to actually, before the month starts, put in what you think you're gonna spend on stuff. Those fixed expenses probably will always be consistent, but those variable expenses, you obviously might spend differently on the variable expenses, but it's important to track projected versus actual because you need to put a plan together before the month start, but you also need to hold yourself accountable at the end of the month and go and fill in what you actually spent. So projected is for you to fill in before the month starts. And an actual is when you're supposed to fill in at the very end and see what you spent. And then the difference category automatically calculates the difference. So if it's anything below 0, it's red. If it's 0 or higher, it's green. And then the balances at the bottom of check 1 and check 2 calculate how much you were supposed to have income for the first half of the month, how much you spent, and if you have anything left over. So this is for you to track if you overspent, especially in check 1, and you have not enough to pay your bills for the first half of the month. For both spreadsheets at the top right, you will see your monthly balance. So this calculates your income minus expenses and how much you have left over. And it also is a line there for you to put savings in. Again, before the month starts, you can put projected how much you want to save, but then it's up to you at the end of the month to put in the actual category how much you saved. The monthly balance expenses adds it up itself. So there's nothing you need to be entering here. It automatically totals up all your expenses from those other 2 categories. So there's nothing for you to manually input there. You will probably need to add in rows or columns. And one way to do this is you break the whole sheet. And another way to do this is the correct way. The wrong way is if you select the entire row and click insert one row above or below, that will break your sheet. Don't do that. You actually can do that on an empty row. So if the entire row is empty, you can do that. But if you have anything on the row, don't do that. Instead, when you're trying to add in a row for a specific category, select only those cells of that specific category row, right click, click insert cells, and then click insert cells and shift down. And if you're doing a column, it would just be insert cells and shift right. This will keep all your formulas intact. Now, if a formula gets messed up anywhere, it's okay. Here's how you fix it. First, click on that cell and go to the formula box and see what's adding up. So for example, in projected expenses for the whole monthly balance, it's adding up all of the projected fixed expenses total plus all of the variable expenses total. It's adding those two cells together. So if this is ever to get messed up, just click on this and see what cells they're adding in and just correct the cells. That's all you have to do. So for example here, in variable expenses, it's adding up cells J16 all the way through J32, but it's actually supposed to start at J17. And if you double click here, this is how you see that. I'm just gonna correct this to say J17 instead, and there, it's fixed. So no reason to freak out if something breaks. You can also just email me or comment down below. Lastly, I didn't add all 12 months in here, mainly because you're gonna edit this first sheet pretty heavily to your needs. And I didn't want you have to then edit every single sheet going forward. And so once you have this sheet done how you like it, right click that tab and click duplicate, and then you can make February 2026 and beyond. So if you came across YouTube or whatever platform and found this video, or you're interested in getting this template, it's in the link in the description. Remember, at this time, there's two available. There is a monthly one and also a bi-weekly / twice a month one. And in the future, I'm hoping to drop one that's previously was free that I had that was category based. I hope to drop that one when I upgraded more as well. And that one will be for more intermediate advanced budgeters. Let me know if you have any questions, and thanks for supporting.